The escape the Nazis couldn't stop. Snow-blanketed forests and silent Alpine passes. A lone figure trudges against a pale morning light, footprints trailing into the vast expanse. Europe, 1944. Amid the tightening grip of the Nazi occupation, a daring exodus unfolds, not through grand operations or famous tunnels, but through heartbreak, resolve, and the quiet heroism of one man. This is the story of Ralph Churches, and how he orchestrated one of the most astonishing escapes of World War II. Act 1. Capture and detonation. Men in uniform repairing rail tracks, watched over by stern German guards. A youthful Australian, Ralph Churches, works alongside his comrades, eyes restless with defiance. Ralph Churches, a 22-year-old former bank clerk from Adelaide, served with the Australian 2nd 48th Battalion. In May 1941, following fierce combat in Greece, he was captured and transported to a POW labor camp in Maribor, Slovenia. Here, amidst squalor and deprivation, his leadership quietly began to emerge. Act 2. Spark of rescue. Ralph negotiating gesturally with the camp commandant, fluent in an exchange of German and broken English. Fellow prisoners watch, intrigued. A multilingual Ralph grew close to the camp commandant as an interpreter and was elected voice for his fellow prisoners. In a rare moment of freedom, Ralph escaped during a work detail, but he could not abandon the 100 other men still trapped within the barbed confines. Act 3. Return and rebellion. Night cloaks the camp. Ralph leads a group act through the darkness, guards slumbering. One by one, prisoners scramble over fences and slip past watchtowers. In an act of extraordinary courage, Ralph returned, not for his own escape, but to liberate all who remained. Gathering what supplies they could, he guided 100 men southward, away from their chains and toward freedom. Act 4. Treachery. In the forests, groups of weary soldiers penetrate dense forests, cross frigid rivers, and scale rocky ridges. The dull roar of distant aircraft echoes their ever-present peril. The journey to Semic, the nearest safe haven, spanned 200 miles, through forests, mountains, and swarming with German scouts overhead. Exhaustion, hunger, and the weight of despair threatened to fracture their resolve. Yet Ralph's resolve held firm, emboldening his comrades. Act 5. Flight to freedom. At a rugged airstrip in Semic, a vintage Douglas DC-3 waits. Ralph and his group, gaunt but alive, board hastily as dusk falls. When they finally reached Semic, hope took form in an old DC-3, a lifeline to Allied-held Italy. One by one, the men boarded, leaving occupied Europe behind. In a testament to solidarity, 105 prisoners escaped, under a horizon dusted in twilight. Act 6. A legacy shrouded in silence. An older Churches gazes at a serene Australian landscape. Medals rest in a wooden box, grown stale with time. Awarded the British Empire Medal for orchestrating the largest POW escape of the war, Ralph returned home in 1944. Yet for over 4 decades, he kept silent, bound by the Official Secrets Act. It wasn't until 1985, at age 72, that he could finally share the truth of their flight to freedom. Closing, soft twilight over rolling hills, a lone train whistle echoes. The escape once undertaken, now woven into quiet memory. What the Nazis could not anticipate was that one man's resolve could light a journey for many. Ralph Church's courage rippled across forests, borders, and generations, reminding us that even in our darkest moments, escape is possible if one dares to lead.